You won't believe what's happening in the world of boxing right now. Jake Paul's next big fight, originally scheduled against Jervante Davis on November 14th for Netflix, is now hanging by a thread. Allegations, lawsuits, and legal complications have thrown the entire matchup into chaos, and fans are left wondering, is this fight even going to happen, or are we about to see a complete shakeup in the boxing world? Here's the situation. Jervante Davis, a talented fighter in his own right, is now facing serious allegations from his ex-girlfriend Courtney Russell. She's filed a civil lawsuit claiming aggravated battery, false imprisonment, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. The incident allegedly occurred at a Miami nightclub, and law enforcement has confirmed an active investigation. This isn't a small hiccup, it's a massive disruption that has Netflix, Jake Paul's team, and the boxing community scrambling for answers. Jake Paul and his team have reportedly reached out to other fighters as potential replacements. Names like Ryan Garcia, Terrence Crawford, Francis Ngannou, and even Nate Diaz have come up. Each comes with their own set of challenges and controversies. Ryan Garcia is a huge social media star with fast hands and flashy technique, but the weight difference makes the matchup complicated. Terrence Crawford, an elite world champion, would dramatically raise the stakes, but would he step in? Francis Ngannou and Nate Diaz either don't fit the weight category or have already fought Jake. So far, nothing has been confirmed, but the buzz alone has fans talking nonstop. Meanwhile, Floyd Mayweather Jr. has added a new twist to the drama. With Tank's fight now in jeopardy, Floyd publicly called out Jake Paul, saying he's ready to step into the ring, not for an exhibition, but for a real fight under professional rules. Mayweather made it clear he wouldn't wait or move up in weight, signaling he wants a legit, competitive showdown. Social media exploded as fans debated, could Floyd really come out of retirement for Jake Paul? Would this even be a fair matchup? And most importantly, what would it mean for Jake Paul's career? Critics and analysts have been weighing in heavily. Chael Sonnen reached out to both camps to confirm rumors, but was met with silence. According to him, when neither side denies a fight cancellation, it usually signals deeper complications, both legal and promotional. This isn't just about scheduling anymore, it's about the perception of the sport, corporate optics, and the broader message the boxing world sends when fighters with legal troubles are involved. Carl Froch, former world champion, didn't mince words. He called the proposed Jake Paul vs. Tank fight a rubbish fight, and dismissed Paul as more of a spectacle boxer than a serious contender. Froch argued that Davis's clear superiority in skill and experience makes the fight an obvious mismatch, and questioned whether it should even be treated with the gravitas of a legitimate boxing event. Amir Khan echoed similar concerns, labeling the fight dangerous and exploitative, highlighting that the weight disparity, over 60 pounds in some reports, creates a potentially unsafe situation. Despite the controversy, some praised Jake Paul for his ability to sell fights and entertain. Observers note that he has made significant money fighting MMA stars and other influencers, and while his boxing credentials may be limited, his promotional skills are undeniable. Analysts argue that as long as he continues fighting YouTubers or MMA fighters, he'll shine. But once he faces a real, elite professional, the gap in skill could be exposed. Floyd Mayweather Jr. himself has shared thoughts on Paul's boxing abilities. While he acknowledges Paul's success as an entertainer and his ability to make money, he stops short of calling him a legitimate boxer. Mayweather has emphasized that a fight with someone of his caliber would highlight the limits of Jake's training and experience. Yet Mayweather's recent actions suggest that he thrives on attention and competition, making a potential showdown with Paul not just a fight, but a media spectacle. It's also interesting to note Floyd's mindset, which many analysts praise as key to his dominance. He visualized victory, maintained unshakable confidence, and controlled the rhythm of every fight he entered. From slipping Canelo Alvarez's jab to forcing opponents to fight at his pace, Floyd's boxing IQ set him apart. And while Jake Paul may have marketing savvy, he hasn't faced someone who can control a fight on that level. His experience has mostly been against smaller, less technical opponents, which raises questions about how he would fare against a strategic, world-class fighter. The social media aspect can't be ignored either. Jake Paul's brand thrives on hype, controversy, and spectacle. His fights are as much about clicks and views as they are about skill. Meanwhile, Floyd Mayweather's callouts and rumored exhibitions with Mike Tyson are strategic moves to maintain relevance, secure media attention, and capitalize on high-profile matchups. Fans are witnessing a collision of legacy, hype, and money. Boxing has become a spectacle as much as a sport. Returning to potential replacements for Tank, let's break down the names. Ryan Garcia is flashy and popular, but smaller in size. Terrence Crawford is elite, but may have little interest in a crossover matchup. Francis Ngannou is far too large and would dominate in terms of size. Nate Diaz has already fought Jake and offers little new intrigue. These considerations highlight just how difficult it is for Jake Paul's team to secure a credible replacement without upsetting the balance between entertainment and safety. The legal and moral implications are also crucial. Some argue that Tank could technically still fight despite his allegations, pointing to historical instances where athletes competed while facing active charges. Others counter that promoting such a fight would create a public relations disaster and potentially put Netflix and Jake Paul at risk of backlash. It's a delicate situation where legality, ethics, and business interests intersect. Fans are divided. Some applaud Jake Paul for canceling the fight, taking a stand on safety and responsibility. Others feel that the cancellation is more about corporate optics and protecting Netflix's brand rather than any moral consideration. The discussion underscores a larger debate in boxing today. How do we balance spectacle, money, and ethical responsibility in a world where influencer-driven fights dominate headlines? Adding even more drama, Floyd Mayweather's involvement complicates the landscape. With rumors of a fight against Mike Tyson and the potential to face Jake Paul, Mayweather is strategically positioning himself as the central figure in the social media-driven boxing world. Analysts argue that this isn't just about money. It's about legacy, media attention, and the ongoing struggle to stay relevant in a rapidly changing sport. This brings us back to the core question: is Jake Paul a real boxer or just an entertainer? Analysts agree that as long as he faces MMA fighters, YouTubers, or smaller opponents, he can maintain the illusion of skill. However, facing an elite fighter like Floyd Mayweather would expose the gap in his technique, strategy, and experience. His ability to adapt, fight under pressure, and survive against a world-class opponent remains untested. Even seasoned fighters have weighed in. Chael Sonnen points out that the hype surrounding Paul is impressive, but stepping into the ring with someone trained at the highest level of professional boxing would reveal the true limits of his ability. The lessons from past crossover fights, like Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather, show that size, skill, and experience still matter immensely, regardless of social media influence or marketing. And now, with the November 14th Netflix exhibition hanging in doubt, all eyes are on Jake Paul, his team, and potential replacements. Fans speculate endlessly. Will it be Ryan Garcia? Terrence Crawford? Someone completely unexpected? Or will Floyd Mayweather step in for a legitimate, high-stakes showdown? Every tweet, press release, and rumor fuels the conversation, making this more than just a fight, it's a media spectacle. Critics like Carl Frock and Amir Khan have made their opinions clear. The mismatch was bad, the legal issues serious, and the spectacle risky. But supporters highlight Paul's ability to entertain, sell tickets, and bring attention to boxing in ways traditional matches might not. The discussion isn't just about one fight. It's about the evolution of the sport in the age of social media and influencer culture. So, what does all this mean for the future of Jake Paul's career? He can continue to fight smaller or crossover opponents and maintain his current trajectory. Or, he can take a risk and face a legitimate, elite boxer, risking exposure of his limitations. Meanwhile, Floyd Mayweather's presence looms, potentially offering Paul the biggest payday and media attention of his life, but also the greatest challenge. At the end of the day, the fight may be canceled, rescheduled, or replaced. But one thing is certain, the story isn't over. Between allegations, legal complications, replacement rumors, and Mayweather's callouts, the boxing world is in flux. Fans are watching every development, weighing ethics, entertainment, and legitimacy in real time. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Jake Paul made the right move by canceling the fight with Jervante Davis? Should Floyd Mayweather step in, or should the promoters wait until the legal issues are resolved? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Smash that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown, subscribe for more updates, and I'll see you all soon with the next episode in this saga. Peace.